Good afternoon. Welcome to my show. My tag name is Anarchic Chick, and I go by Shelly. So you are welcome to call me that forever until the end of time. Anyways, all right, let's talk about cardiac arrest. How many people think that a cardiac arrest is a heart attack? That's a very common misconception. And the answer is they are not the same. And I will tell you why. I need to know that everybody can see this. Okay? Cardiac arrest versus a heart attack. Well, let's look at the difference between the two. A cardiac arrest occurs when the heart malfunctions and stops beating unexpectedly. It's often considered an electrical problem. If you want to look at it in a very simplistic way, that's one way to remember it. Yeah, the heart attack occurs when the blood flow to the heart is blocked. So the cardiac arrest is the arrhythmia. And then over here with the heart attack, it's a blocked artery. So we can look at a heart attack as a plumbing problem. Well, if they are having a sudden cardiac arrest, the patient needs to be cared for immediately or within 15 minutes. They're going to need CPR, guys, because they stop breathing and their heart stops. So, got to get on that. Got to save these lives. Only less than 10% survive a sudden cardiac arrest. Here's some more information about it. There's a lady who's having one or the other. More information. This guy is literally on the ground, clutching his heart. He is having one or the other. This dude is in need of assistance immediately, or else, nice body, dude. Just saying, this depicts that he is having an arrhythmia problem. He's having a sudden cardiac arrest. All right. There is hope for people who have this. Obviously, more hearts. Okay. More information about it. There's just people here they're all having these problems. They all need help immediately. There's no doubt about it. Okay. We want to keep these people alive. Simply. So that means taking the proper steps. Okay. Check if they're breathing, check if they have a pulse. If you don't know CPR, you better ask somebody, or you need to call an emergency. All right. Because people can be saved. More than likely, if they come to and they have their brain functioning properly, there's a good chance that they can live a productive life. If they regain their pulse, their breathing, all their vitals, but they continue to be unconscious, that's a big problem. There could be some brain damage going on with that. MJ, yes, I do believe that he is a plumber. Okay, so I'm pretty sure he has one step in the door of being able to care for somebody who does have a heart attack. So that's one of the benefits of being a plumber is that you can now take on another role in your life. That's a very good point. Thank you, MJ, for pointing that out. I appreciate that. Gothic drink combos. Combos taste good. Okay, you definitely need a drink with them. Pretty sure. Gothic, you know, if it's coming back, cool. Otherwise, keep it in the 90s. Are you having a beautiful Thursday? It's pretty good, I guess. Vermision. Let me see what you're saying here. Is your dad okay? Had a massive heart attack, but he ended up dying from a ruptured aorta from an aneurysm. Yeah, you need to learn CPR. Even if you don't do the mouth to mouth, the chest compressions can do them some good, most definitely. More than likely, you will break ribs. If anybody knows anybody who hasn't had that happen, let me know because it's just one of the side effects of giving CPR. Cardiac arrest, the sudden unexpected loss of heart function, breathing, and consciousness. Sudden. This isn't, I'm having chest pain, let me get to the hospital and be the first one to be seen. This isn't that. Cardiac arrest usually results from an electrical disturbance in the heart. More than 200,000 US cases per year. Requires a medical diagnosis, lab tests or imaging always required. It's critical. It's an emergency. The main cause of a cardiac arrest is ventricular fibrillation or ventricular tachycardia. Tachycardia, okay? Which are types of arrhythmias. Important risk factors include prior cardiac arrest, coronary heart attack, heart disease, heart valve disease, congenital heart defects, and arrhythmias caused by faulty genes. What are the warning signs? Well, there are some, clearly. What's up, sweet? Possible warning signs of a heart attack include this list of different items. Shortness of breath, more common in women than men. Extreme tiredness, unusually fatigue. Back pain, flu-like symptoms, belly pain, chest pain. Why didn't they have that first? Warning signs and symptoms can appear up to 2 weeks before the cardiac arrest takes place. Wow, I did not know that. Chest pain is most commonly reported by men, while women commonly report shortness of breath. So, what's the treatment, guys? What's the treatment? Well, let's take a look at something that could be very beneficial for everybody to understand a little bit more about this. That can happen to pretty much anybody at any age. So MJ, and this is very serious, almost had a heart attack when the Chiefs almost lost to the Jets. But I went into cardiac arrest when I saw Taylor Swift at the game. Moving on. Mm-hmm. All right, you get it now, guys? Very serious. If you'd like to share any stories that you have, I would be willing to have you sit up here on my panel with my broken heart, as if it had happened to somebody, their family would have a broken heart. Um, Church of Four. This is a general educational stream, and just kind of talking about how the also how the Englishmen view the cardiac arrest, and knowing that it's not a heart attack. The two are very different, and I am hoping that if you did not know that prior to this show, then now you do. And the telltale signs that would be right in front of you to see, to start action, to save somebody who is in need and cannot save themselves. If you encounter this, it's your problem because you're there and it's time to take action. So please learn as much as you can about CPR, even if it's just enough to get by. It's your duty to save a life. Even if you just try, that's more than the person could ever have wanted, is just somebody to try and save their life. And when you call 911 or 119 in England, they will talk you through it. They will not let you get overly excited because they have a way of speaking to people in a manner that helps to keep the person focused on what needs to be done. Now, listen, when you do CPR, you're doing that as a way of keeping things, I don't know how to say it, but just it's like the waiting period until the EMTs arrive with the AED. So that is what will bring the person back. The CPR keeps things moving, keeps things at bay, I guess. I don't know how to say it because I'm still learning all along the way about these types of things. So that's pretty much it. If you're alone and you don't know how to save someone, either way, you need to call 911, put it on speakerphone, and let them advise you what to do. They will ask you questions and they will talk you through it. So it's very important to listen to them and not completely freak out, because if you do, you're not going to be of service to the person in need. So thank you all for coming. I can drop a link and wait a minute. If anybody wanted to talk to me, that is cool too. I haven't been coming on lately, but yeah, I just thought it was a really good topic to discuss. No, I didn't hear Sheila. Mm-mm. I didn't hear the news about that. I didn't hear anything about him. I do know that, I did hear because I was a witness of it that Trumpy and Chip left my server. Okay. And that's the news that I have to present to everybody is that they left. They rage quit. So that was big news for a lot of people because some other people quit and came back and they wondered, well, where's Chip? Well, Chip left. And if Chip thinks I'm going to beg him to come back, he is mistaken. I can probably count maybe 22 to 25 times that he has left the server. And I usually will try to convince him to come back. And then when he does, he wants to play tough man. But then whenever somebody else wants to play back, he gets upset. So what is he doing? He's taking it personally and he's getting his feelings in the way. It's the same as rage quitting, people. We all know this. And the people he ran away from were not necessarily doing the worst things to him in the world. They were definitely not doxing him. They were definitely not putting out any information about their family. They trigger him with pictures. They like to do the add-ons in memes and post those. But Chip doesn't like it. Well, Chip, put one up for me. IDGAF. And neither does anybody else. So I think that, I think you just don't like us anymore. And I'm not going to take that personally. And Trumpy, I don't know where you are. I could call out a bunch of names and I'm going to just go ahead and drop you guys because no one is even being present. They're there, but they're not being present. So, Church of Four, he got probation. He can't have any weapons. Okay, what about his knife collection? And he can't use. Wow, he can't use porn. That's too funny. It's too much. All right, I got somebody in the back. Let me see what this character is all about. Is he about DeSantis 2024? Uh-oh. Okay. Let's find something a little more neutral.
Hey, yo, Shelly.
Okay. That was close. I am so good at this. And that's why I'm still here on the internet on my channel. Is because I am 5 steps ahead of the trolls. Right, Church of Four? Even you, buddy. Even you. I'll throw out some breadcrumbs for these trolls and see where they can see where it leads into. And that's me. Because you guys need me. You're going to need me on your side. When it comes down to the rough and gruff stuff, You're going to need me, and you know this. Okay, I got somebody coming up. Let me just check and see who this is.
Hello, am I edible to you?
Always. Hey, what's up, Shiva? How are you, man? Oh my gosh, look at us.
Not bad, not bad. So, yeah, Yota Dog got probation. Can't have weapons. That's a very good question about his knife collection. Who knows? Presumably
Oh
that's
my
going to
gosh,
impact his business.
this is crazy. I don't
Why
agree
is
with
it
it.
crazy? Actions have consequences.
Right. And people have done worse, but I guess, we all are accountable, for our own
Yeah,
things. At least he didn't
yeah.
get jail time because I would be protesting for that. And I hope nobody wished that upon him because, that is not cool. I'm sorry. Did you wish that upon him, Shiva?
Did I wish jail upon him?
Yes.
No, I couldn't give two wet shits about Yota.
I really don't care either. With you on that one.
I mean, I'm guessing Steph might have done.
Yeah, the thing is like it
Seeing as she
wasn't
was the
even
wrong party.
but it wasn't a naked picture, right? It
I don't
wasn't.
know. I didn't see it.
Yeah, so it wasn't. I think it had
But
minimal
presumably it
clothing.
was intimate. It was intimate enough for him to be found guilty and then be sentenced.
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't agree with that. I mean, she can handle shit herself. She's been doing it all along. She
That's
is
not
best at
that's
that.
not relevant. That's not relevant to Yota's actions. I mean, the law doesn't work like
Pull
that.
up on somebody and just pull up and get it over with. That's all. There's no reason to get the law involved ever. Well,
What, when
there's
someone
some
commits a
reasons.
criminal offence against you, you shouldn't get the law involved.
There are some instances where you should get the law involved, but something like that, I would not waste my time. Harassment orders, I would not want you people who are doing these are wasting your time and money. Right? So when I did my cyber restraining order, nobody wanted to follow me. Now they're now I look at them and go, see,
That's because it has
he's
no
right.
it has no weight. Your cyber restraining order has no authority.
You know what it does have? It has an anarchic flair about it.
I mean, I don't know. A restraining order kind of seems to be counter to anarchy, doesn't it?
It's taking matters into your own hands without
Right.
the
But
government.
how would you enforce a cyber restraining order?
It's a mutual, non-written, understandable restraining order. You just, you don't
Wait.
speak.
So it's not even written down. Why? What have you got against writing things down, Shelley?
I don't like commitments. So if I could be. Well, yeah, we could have done the write-ups. Definitely.
But how would you enforce it, though?
That's a good one. That's a good question. You tell me.
Well, it's unenforceable, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's no rulers. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you're
Well, I mean,
smart, if
there
you're
are. You
intelligent
have
and
a
civil, right? If you're intelligent and civil, you just follow it.
right. So in order for your cyber restraining order to work, you would have to get the person who is stalking you or harassing you to agree to it.
I don't
Does that
think,
seem
you know
very
what? I
likely to
think
you?
it's a one-sided. I definitely think it's a one-sided, and I'll tell you this, because it's very relevant. If I'm going to get a restraining order against a couple people, you know who they are. I'm not going to
Yeah.
speak to them. That's on me. It's a personal accountability order.
A personal
Cyber
accountability
restraining person.
order. See, the thing about orders is that they're issued from authority figures like judges. That's what,
Okay, so
like,
the wordage of it needs to be changed, but you do understand the accountability that can be taken from that idea.
right. But the person who is like the alleged harasser would have to agree, right? Does that seem very likely to you?
No, you run away from them.
You run away from them.
Yes, you don't
So
engage.
then, so then the cyber
Disengage.
restraining order is kind of irrelevant, then, isn't it? If you can just disengage.
Listen, I just made up the idea. You guys can figure out the details.
Oh right. Oh, we need to figure out the details.
That's right.
Bloody do your own homework, woman. I ain't doing it for you.
All right, come on, help me out here. I want to know God's thoughts. The rest are details by Albert Einstein. A lunatic. Hi.
Oh, you got someone backstage. Someone's keen.
No,
All right,
no.
it's Prime. Okay.
Prime. This guy gets around. I'm telling you, man. Hey, Lauren.
Hello,
Lauren
Lauren.
de Lagana. That's how they say. That's
Do you
how
know,
famous.
Lauren was getting dragged on a panel the other day.
I don't want to hear about that. Somebody said that, but I didn't go back and watch it, and I don't think she would even admit to it.
Well, hang on.
But he's
Let me
funny.
finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
She was getting like ragged on, by Jamie. Jamie, fuck off, the idiot.
Fuck him.
Yeah. So, and I was really tempted. Like I was just about to join the panel to go up and mock them all for having a go at Lauren for passing the bar when they're all fucking idiots, right? Like I was literally, I had the StreamYard open. I did end up joining the panel a little bit later for a different reason, but anyway, yeah, I was about to go up and join the panel and take the piss, and then she expressed support for Chili De Castro, and I thought, nah, fuck that.
Oh, that's right. She did. She did an interview with him.
But
That
it
could
does
come
make
back
me
and
laugh
mislead.
when the fuck Muppets have a go at Lauren for passing the bar in 2 states.
Congratulations. I saw that it was
Because they wouldn't be able to fucking do it, would they?
absolutely not. And what do they want? Proof? So she provided proof. I mean, just because. And that wasn't good enough, probably. So you just don't provide anything, Lauren. But congratulations. That's awesome. I couldn't do it. I mean, if I studied hard enough. Yeah, my classes are they're getting harder. Mainly because they're like, the beginning, how they have like the pre-classes, like pre-algebra and things like that. Well, that's what these are, and it's an overview of the subject. And it's getting hard because there's so many things, with small definitions that you learn, instead of just learning one thing in great depth. And I'm slipping a little. I have 2 A's, which are low A's, and a high B. So yeah, I'm really hard on myself when it comes to this. Um, but I'm learning a new profession. I mean, basically, it's something that interests me. After all these years in my life, I found something that I like, and it's not learning about the heart and all its components and possible problems. It's not about that. It's not even about people. So why would you want to mock? Is that an ego? AJM. Ego stands for
I
easing
mean,
God out.
no, it doesn't. I mean, I have an ego. I'm an egotistical motherfucker. I don't know what to tell you.
Everyone has an ego and a super ego, um, basically. So if you're talking about egotistical, yes, I kind of believe that about Shiva, but
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not a
he's a
secret.
healing type. He's a healing type. He can't help but
I
help
mean,
people.
oh God.
Oh my gosh, Shiva, so true. Shiva, can I tell you something? Listen to
Sure,
this.
go on then.
We know
Is it a
about the
secret?
we know, but I was very taken aback. So there are the 16 personality types, okay, with the Myers-Briggs.
Right.
Now there's a fifth one, okay? There's the fifth one, and it
A
is
fifth. Well, sorry, but surely there always was a fifth one. If there are 16, then there has to have been a fifth one, right?
no, no, there's four. Four times four.
You just said there are 16 personality types.
No, with four. There's the like here's the INFP. That's four
Right. Okay.
categories. All right, so
Right.
the fifth
Okay.
and I think I know what yours is on the fifth one already. Okay.
Right. Is it Pisces?
Oh, what are you doing to me?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I sort of tend to see the Myers-Briggs stuff as being about equivalent to a horoscope.
Well, I don't agree with you at all because these are our fundamental ways of solving problems in our life and dealing with life in general. Assertive and turbulent. Assertive and turbulent. Okay. Let me just kind of give you an idea. The assertive types are individuals. Are you still on the panel?
Who, me? Yeah. I'm just
Yes.
being quiet while you're talking. Shall I just
I thought
interrupt
you.
you and talk over you? Is
I,
that what you want, Shelley? Do you just want me to talk over you and not let you get a word in edgeways?
I thought you were going to drop down because you're like, oh, I'm not into it. Individuals are self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress. Maybe that's not you. They refuse to worry too much and do not push themselves too hard when it comes to achieving goals. So that's the assertive. The turbulence, I love it. I love that. Individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress. They are likely to experience a wide range of emotions, to be success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve. So how do you handle stress? Are you even tempered or do you have a wide range of
You know I'm
emotions?
not even tempered.
Okay, so you are the
I mean, come on, come on. You know I'm not even tempered. What sort of question is that?
It is so difficult to bring you back down to a level even 5. And I can't even give you an example. I can't even tell you what triggers you because it is there's so many different types of things. So I do know one about the past, things about the past in your life, your personal life, that definitely, and that makes sense that that would trigger you. But sometimes when people don't get ideas or they're coming off like really stupid sounding, you get irritated. You do. You get irritated by a lack of intelligence of things that they think they know what they're talking about. And that
That's not what
irritates.
triggers me, though.
Okay.
No, 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 no. Irritated, and I mean, I suppose like I get triggered because I've got PTSD, right? So when
Yeah.
I'm triggered, it's a very specific thing, and there are certain things that will trigger me. Um, but I kind of don't view being annoyed as being triggered. I view it as being annoyed.
How do you deal with annoyance? Is it something that you have great patience for, or does it escalate to anger?
It depends. I mean, it
Well, I
depends on
annoy
how
you.
aware I am.
You're good.
It depends on how aware I am. It depends on how positive I am. Like sometimes I can see that I'm getting annoyed, and so I'll just kind of like back out of the conversation. Um,
I agree with you, and I also think that if you genuinely like someone, and even if they're hard to be friends with, that you have a way of being patient with them if you see potential for whatever they may be talking about. Teaching you, I dropped the link in case you want to come up. Love to talk to you. She is saying so true, Queen, preach, sister. Okay. Hey, Sasquatch, did you hit the thumbs down for me, buddy? T-licious? Shiva, who are these people?
Oh, I mean, I'm glad that they put that. Oh, it's a nice die. What is that die? Can you bring that image back up again?
It looks like a Jewish, maybe a Jewish
Well, it's
die.
is that a 12-sided die? It is, isn't it? It's a D12.
It
So,
is.
but what's that image on it?
We call each other sister or sissy.
Like that. So you're on the panel. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and mute this.
It's like a thing. It's my bro.
Okay, so just when you realize that you're on a panel, I'll go ahead and unmute you, or you can unmute yourself once you're ready to, talk to us. It sounded like there's a lot of background, so she dropped. So I'm not sure. Delicious, did you have any input on that? I did. Did you find a husband yet? No, I didn't. And and I'm in a situation where I am now friends with someone. And if he's watching, he's welcome to come up on the panel. I have interviewed him in the past. And, Shiva, I would love to do a professional interview with you.
What now?
A professional interview.
Okay. And what would be the purpose of the interview?
Space.
As in where the planets are.
We will talk about planets in general.
Have you heard the recent news about black holes?
Everybody has one?
No. The previous view of black holes was that they just consume matter and energy and that nothing ever escapes from them. Yet recently they've observed a black hole that consumed a star like 3 years ago. I mean, it happened obviously much longer ago than that, but we saw it 3 years ago. And recently it's been described as it's burped back out part of that stellar mass.
Oh, come on. So,
no, I can get you a link to a couple of articles about it.
It traveled, and then at sometime later, it was put back out into the space. Is that?
It was consumed by the black hole.
Yes.
And then sometime later, when a star is consumed by a black hole, the black hole gets very bright, right? Because there's an accretion disk of stellar matter that's moving around the black hole at high speeds. And so that you get a lot of energy and you get a lot of light, right? So the star was consumed and the black hole went dark. And then recently it became bright again. But rather than consuming a star, what it was doing was ejecting the star that it had consumed 3 years earlier.
Oh, wow. So it brightens the black hole. That's amazing. I love it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it brightens the black hole because there's now stellar mass that wasn't there before, and that gives off light, right? Shall I get an article for you?
I'm going to see that it says, when the star gets close enough, the black hole's gravitational grasp violently rips it apart and floppily devours its gases while belching out intense radiation. You even said belch. Yeah. You said burp and then belch. You said that.
Yeah, no, look in private chat.
Okay.
There's a link there to an article from astronomy.com.
Okay.
So was that the kind of space that you wanted to talk about?
Yes, but I need to come up with some questions. about.
I mean, you'd be better off
Specific
interviewing a physicist.
All right. Well, you give me the phone number and contact for that, and I'll be right on it. Burps it up. I'm so immature. Don't clip that, please.
I mean, it's funny language, isn't it?
Temporary. It is, to be able to use it professionally along with a black hole. Yes, it is funny. And so that was 2018. In a galaxy 665 million light years away. It made a deadly mistake. It wandered too close. Look at this. Causing it to be torn to shreds. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Your head's in the clouds.
But if you kind of scroll back up a second, scroll back up. So to the top. So if you look at the third paragraph, right? So in the first paragraph, it says in 2018, we saw the star being consumed. Mm-hmm. The third paragraph, in June 2021, astronomers witnessed that same black hole light up the sky again, but this time it hadn't swallowed anything new. The intriguing observation has been published in a study. So it's ejecting stellar mass. I think it actually. Yeah.
What do you mean it didn't swallow anything new?
So, right. So the reason why black holes light up is because when it consumes a star, right, that stellar mass, rather than just going straight into the black hole, it orbits around the black hole for a bit before it's consumed, right? And then the, I don't know, the friction or whatever the physical process is that converts matter into light, that's what makes the black hole light up, right? But this time, rather than it lit up, not because it was consuming something, but because it was ejecting something.
Okay, then I'll read this. When a black hole eats a star, normally when a star gets too close to a black hole and gets spaghettified, I love it. It violently spirals around the black hole, like you were saying, heating up and creating a flash that astronomers can observe. And because black holes can be messy eaters, sometimes that stellar material gets flung back out into space again, usually clocking in at around 10% the speed of light. Usually clocking it in around 10% the speed of light as it tightly orbits the black hole.
That means it's unimaginably fast.
But this kind of regurgitated outflow has always been observed shortly after a TDE, fading within several months. So the TDE is the tidal disruption event. Too cool. Gosh, there's so much involved in this. We'd have to pick a topic and discuss it. I would definitely like to do that. Let's see who is coming up. Nobody is. Okay. I got trolled earlier. Somebody tried to come up, and
well, that was Prime, wasn't it?
No, it was teaching you. She'd been up before. I think she'd talked to you in the past. And I think she might have thought she was still backstage. She was talking to people. But AJM, the Tower of Babel gave you all your language. Yes. At that point, the languages were split. Nobody could understand anything. Astrology is wank. I love how when they give you your signs, they all have such general ways of speaking and they can all pretty much interconnect. However,
well, that's if you take it just as star sign. My understanding is that when an astrologer does a reading based on your date and time of birth, it's not just your sun sign that they look at. So they look at where all of the planets are in relation to, I mean, it's still nonsense, but it's more complex nonsense than you're saying.
Yeah. The palm readers or fortune tellers, future fortune tellers, can give comfort to people who are going through a hard time.
No, they're scammers. I've got no time for them whatsoever. They are evil. They are evil, evil people who prey on other people's grief in order to make money. There's nothing ethical about mediums.
I want to disagree because I know somebody who probably is a medium.
Betty Washam.
It's not Betty Washam. I actually think that she could be scamming. I don't know. I'm getting this feeling about Betty Washam. I don't know if anybody else agrees, but I know, didn't she do your tarot card reading?
She did a tarot card reading for Tarquin, in which she claimed that he had 3 kids, and he doesn't have any.
Right, that's inaccurate. Totally. Wow. She bombed on that one for sure.
And then she did a reading for Tonic. I can't remember who the second reading was for. I think it was Tonic.
I think it was.
It might have been somebody else, but DFK kept ringing her up to try and get her to stop. And so her phone kept going. It was funny shit, man. Funny shit.
It's like no problem to do that. I don't understand why he would get upset. But I want to tell you this, Shiva. They got trolled. She trolled them. I mean,
she trolled them.
Yes, all she had to do
was not if she believes it.
She was playing as if she could do the tarot card reading accurately. She knows she can't do it. She knows that there's no such thing as, reality to those, or fortune, like future stuff.
See, the thing is, right, I used to do tarot readings as part of my mentalism act. And like, it was all made up. I made up a system, completely invented, kind of cobbled together from like a couple of books and a couple of websites, right? I've still got it in a notebook somewhere, my tarot system. And so what I did was I just kind of made up my system, and then when I did the reading based on the system that was of my own invention, and people would tell me that I was giving them accurate information. So what I think happens is that the psychic or medium says stuff, and then the sitter, like the person who's getting the reading, they project their own meaning onto what's being said.
Are they saying things too, or is it just an energy?
No, when I'm doing the reading, it's me doing the talking.
So you're looking for their body language?
No, I told you. I made up a tarot system.
Yeah, right? But do they speak to you? Right.
Do they speak to me during the reading?
So that you get clues?
No, because I'm not getting information from them. I'm telling them a story based on what the cards are.
Yeah, and it's probably different all the time.
Sorry?
It's probably different all the time. You have to have a good imagination and be a good story.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a good memory. Like, you have to be able to remember, what you've assigned to the various suits and what you've assigned to various numbers and what you've assigned to the major arcana. I mean, I think it's different if you're doing like a medium thing, right, where you're doing cold reading. Then yes, you need the person who's sitting opposite you to interact, like, because you need to get information from them and then feed it back to them a couple of minutes later, as if it's been given to you by a dead person.
Right, who they're contacting. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so, couple things. Have you ever played with a Ouija?
No, although I have done stuff that uses the exact same principle. So I used to have this routine where I'd get someone to hold a pendulum over 5 what are called Zener cards. And they're like 5 shapes: a star, a circle, a square, 3 wavy lines, and a cross, right? And so the routine was that I'd get them to hold the pendulum over each. They had to pick a card. I'd get them to hold a pendulum over each of the card, and they, if it wasn't their card, they were just to send the word no down their arm, down their fingers, into the pendulum. And if it was the card, they were to send the word yes down their arm. And so what would happen was, and I'd tell them, like, if it's no, it's going to move in one direction, right? Say backwards and forwards. And if it's yes, it's going to move the other direction, side to side, right? And it worked every single time, not because they're psychic, right? They weren't psychically guessing the card, right? It's called the idiometer response.
Oh.
And so tiny muscle movements in the fingers result in much larger movement of the pendulum, right? And it's the same thing for how a planchette works on a Ouija board. It's the same thing for table tipping. It's the idiometer response.
The phenomenon involves non-conscious muscle movement.
Yeah, there we go.
Using a planchette. Oh, that's
planchette. It's called a planchette. It's the little kind of thing with a hole in it that you move across the Ouija board. There was one time I did the routine, and I used to do this thing where I'd say, pick a card, right now, change your mind and pick a different one, right? And it was just a bit of bullshit, right? But there was this one guy, I was at a party, I did this trick on this one guy, and the pendulum was indicating yes on 2 of the cards. And at first it confused me. I didn't quite know what was going wrong, like what was going on. And I thought the trick had failed. And then I realized it was the first card, like one of the cards was the card he'd chosen prior, right? Like, so he was getting a yes response to both of his selections.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that really freaked him out.
Very interesting. So that's how you make a believer out of a non-believer.
You could start a religion. You can. I think it would be possible to start a religion using magic tricks. Like that, there have been times where I've had to take particularly stupid people aside and basically say, no, look, this isn't real. I'm tricking you, or like all of it is a lie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the magicians who are in this elite group, they have their own kind of, they keep their secrets, and there's just certain people who they don't let in. You know, like the big guys, the most popular ones.
When you say won't let in, what do you mean?
To let them in and know their secrets, like Houdini's.
Houdini's secrets are fairly well known. But it would be like, unless you've got a magician who's inventing his own tricks, which is what the best magicians do. They come up with their own stuff. Then people are going to be learning from the same resources. They're going to be learning from the same books, the same DVDs. And there's a lot of that material out there. It's all commercially available. Just go to a magic shop and buy it, innit?
Yeah. Learn it yourself. So what do you, okay, so there's different magic tricks and stuff. Well, there's also things that people can do who meditate a lot and are close to a higher self than most people. Do you believe in levitation?
No.
You don't think people can really do that?
No.
Because the law of gravity is a law and you can't go against the law?
No. I look, if people could levitate, we'd be seeing it throughout history. Where are all the fucking levitators? Where are they?
They're in India. But there are 2 sticks on the side of them, lifting them up clear sticks. Haven't you seen David Blaine levitate?
Oh yeah, and I know how he does that.
I know how he does it too.
There are numerous methods for doing that sort of levitation. In fact, you know, some involve gimmicks. Angle. Yeah, some are just angles.
Yeah, he walked on water too. Holy
did
Jesus,
he, or did he walk on clear perspex blocks? And that was Chris Angel.
He probably
business. Well, everything except
that was Chris Angel, not business. David Blaine.
Not anymore. With
David Blaine. He had me fooled for a long time. I was a believer.
What, he had you fooled with this?
Yeah.
Do that. I gotta see that again. Oh my god, dude. Wait, do that again.
I don't know if I could. You know what? I was once able to do a levitation, but I got sick out of my. Let me try this. Stay right there. Don't move. Let me just try this. Stay right there.
Right. See, why does he have to turn round?
Kind of hard to. Ready?
Why is he turning round? Do you think that might have something to do with making the trick work? Why isn't the camera showing you his feet?
No, that was weird.
Do you think it's because it's not really levitating?
Yeah, he does.
Don't move. What?
That looks like that actually looks really real. Let's look.
It looks pretty smooth. Right, but you can see how that's done. You can, like, looking at that image, you can see how it's done.
I don't see it though. Let's see when he first starts it up.
Okay, look at the angles of both of the feet.
Okay.
Right, and pay attention to the shadows.
Let me do it fast again.
I mean, to be honest, that's such a poor quality image.
What's going on? Yeah, it's old.
Just stay kind of close, ready? Here we go. I don't think I'll land on you guys. Hold on. Watch. Here we go. I don't know if I'll be able to get off, man. Ready? Just if I fall, just catch me, man.
That's stupid. He fucking.
What he did? He came on the ground. You gotta see this one, man.
Have you worked out?
Do you want to see something that I find a little bit strange?
Sure. You don't find this strange? I do.
What I find strange is an ability. Stand close together in case I fall over.
I mean, like, the illusion that he's doing is a very well-known illusion. He's not levitating. And I'm not going to tell you how it's done. You know, if you work it out, if you guess it, I'll tell you if you're right. I'm not going to reveal the secret, though. Like, but it's a very well-known.
Yeah, he went higher that time. It's something to do with his pants and how the shoe stays in. Let's see. He has a shoe at the end, and then he has a clear stick because he has to make it look like the two shoes are even. And then he has a clear stick but that wouldn't lift him up like that. I don't think so. No way.
I'm going to.
You're going to reveal it?
Yeah, no. I was going to show you. I was going to show you an image, but look. All I'm going to say is that what he's doing takes a certain degree of physical dexterity.
Okay.
Like it's a trick. It's an illusion.
Tell
It's
us.
a very well known one.
Tell us. I'm sure we can find it, but
Yeah, I mean,
does it have to do with a stick?
no.
And there might no.
It's an optical illusion.
He stands on his tippy. He's standing on his tippy toe. Then
there you go. Bingo.
so he's lifting him. So he has to get to that level where it's almost as if it's a ballet dancer, where he can.
But he's only doing that with one foot. You do that with one foot. The other foot you actually take off the ground. So you're essentially standing on one leg.
But the two look together, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look,
So
you have to bear in mind that what we may be seeing are different techniques being used, right? One was definitely the Balducci. The other one might have required a gimmick of some sort. Like I've seen systems that you can make or buy that involve heavily modifying your trousers or pants, as you would call them in plastic land.
Okay, well, I got this. Chris Angel does crazy stuff too. Better believe it.
Chris. I mean, I don't know how it's done, but my guess would be Perspex blocks. So he's just set up a whole bunch of Perspex blocks in a row with gaps in between them so that people can move in between the blocks. And he's just stepping on each block.
Yes, he's very particular where he steps with his,
Yeah, but he'll have practiced this routine numerous times, like, but that would be my guess, although that's just a guess.
He held his breath for an extremely long time. I can only hold my breath for a minute and 30 seconds. And this guy,
and I'm not just talking about grammar.
Minutes.
Helicopters around my box to tempt me. So I felt very validated when the New England Journal of Medicine actually used the research for science. My next pursuit was I wanted to see how long I could go without breathing, like how long I could survive with nothing, not even air. I didn't realize that it would become the most amazing journey of my life. As a young magician, I was obsessed with Houdini and his underwater challenges. So I began early on competing against the other kids, seeing how long I could stay underwater while they went up and down to breathe, 5 times while I stayed under on one breath. By the time I was a teenager, I was able to hold my breath for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I would later find out that was Houdini's personal record. In 1987, I heard of a story about a boy that fell through ice and was trapped under a river. He was underneath, not breathing for 45 minutes. When the rescue workers came, they resuscitated him and there was no brain damage. His core temperature had dropped to 77 degrees. As a magician, I think everything is possible. And I think if something is done by one person, it can be done by others. I started to think if the boy could survive without breathing for that long, there must be a way that I could do it. So I met with the top neurosurgeon, and I asked him, how long is it possible to go without breathing? Like, how long could I go without air? And he said to me that anything over 6 minutes, you have a serious risk of hypoxic brain damage. So I took that as a challenge, basically. My first try,
his record's been
beaten.
beaten.
I could do something similar. And I created a water tank and I filled it with ice.
Because he won a world record for this. He's in the Guinness, or he was in the Guinness Book of Records for this stunt.
So I realized that was.
Who was
Did you know that?
Who was in the?
So this is a real thing that he did, as far as I'm aware, holding his breath. For a while, he was in the Guinness Book of Records for it, but that record has been broken.
Oh, wow.
By a German diver.
How do you know all this stuff? You're so smart. Hold
Because
on.
I've got Wikipedia open. I mean, when it comes to things like how do I know about magic tricks, it's because I've spent many years studying magic tricks so that I could perform them. But also in terms of stuff like this, well, I've got Wikipedia open and I'm looking at the David Plain page, and the Guinness Book of Records 2008. He was in there.
Not going to work. So I went to talk to a doctor friend, and I asked him, how could I do that? I want to hold my breath for a really long time. How could it be done? And he said, David, you're a magician. Create the illusion of not breathing. It'll be much easier. So he came up with this idea of creating a rebreather with a CO2 scrubber, which was basically a tube from Home Depot with a balloons duct tape to it that he thought we could put inside of me and somehow be able to circulate the air and rebreathe with this thing in me. This is a little hard to watch, but this is that attempt. So that clearly wasn't going to work. Then I actually started thinking about liquid breathing. There's a chemical that's called perfluorine, and it's so high in oxygen levels that in theory you could breathe it. So I got my hands on that chemical, filled the sink up with it, and stuck my face in the sink and tried to breathe that in, which is really impossible. It's basically like trying to breathe, as a doctor said, while having an elephant standing on your chest. So that idea disappeared. Then I started thinking, would it be possible to hook up a heart-lung bypass machine and have a surgery where it was a tube going into my artery and then appear to not breathe while they were oxygenating my blood, which was another insane idea, obviously. Then I thought about the craziest idea of all the ideas. To actually do it. To actually try to hold my breath past the point that doctors would consider you brain dead. So I started researching into pearl divers, because I go down for 4 minutes on one breath. And when I was researching pearl divers, I found the world of free diving. It was the most amazing thing that I ever discovered, pretty much. There's many different aspects to free diving. There's depth records where people go as deep as they can, and then there's static apnea. That's holding your breath as long as you can in one place without moving. That was the one that I studied. The first thing that I learned is when you're holding your breath, you should never move at all. That wastes energy, and that depletes oxygen, and it builds up CO2 in your blood. So I learned never to move, and I learned how to slow my heart rate down. I had to remain perfectly still and just relax and think that I wasn't in my body and just control that. And then I learned how to purge. Purging is basically hyperventilating. You blow in and out. You do that, you get lightheaded, you get tingling, and you're really ridding your body of CO2. So when you hold your breath, it's infinitely easier. Then I learned that you have to take a huge breath, that you just hold and relax and never let any air out, and just hold and relax through all the pain. Every morning, this is for months, I would wake up and the first thing that I would do is I would hold my breath out of 52 minutes, I would hold my breath for 44 minutes. So basically what that means is I would purge, I'd breathe really hard for a minute, and then I would hold immediately after for 5.5 minutes. Then I would breathe again for a minute, purging as hard as I can, then immediately after I would hold again for 5.5 minutes. I would repeat this process 8 times in a row. Out of 52 minutes, you're only breathing for 8 minutes. At the end of that, you're completely fried. Your brain, you feel like you're walking around in a daze and you have these awful headaches. Basically, I'm not the best person to talk to when I'm doing that stuff. I started learning about the world record holder. His name is Tom Zetas, and this guy is perfectly built for holding his breath. He's 6'4", he's 160 pounds, and his total lung capacity is twice the size of an average person. I'm 6'1" and fat. We'll say big boned. I had to drop 50 pounds in 3 months. So everything that I put into my body, I considered as medicine. Every bit of food was exactly what it was for its nutritional value. I ate really small, controlled portions throughout the day, and I started to really adapt my body.
You should never underestimate the lengths that a magician will go to put a trick off.
So well and training so hard, my resting heart rate dropped to 38
There was one guy
which is lower than most Olympic athletes.
who
in 4 months of training, I was able to hold my breath for over 7 minutes.
In a tree, right? And 20 years later, did a card trick in which he pulled the spectator's card out of the tree.
That's different. Let's see what we got here on the big screen. Wow, aren't they pretty?
The ponies. These are my ponies. My little ponies. This one's a dick. This one's a dick.
Is that your house right there?
No, that's a laboratory.
Oh.
That's the laboratory.
Oh. So since that's your house, 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom?
It's 2 bedroom, 2 story.
That's pretty cool, man. Horses out there. What else do you have? You have a dog?
There's 3. I don't have any dogs. My people do though.
Your people do?
Oh shit! Go you on the floor.
People? Yeah, I guess he's got.
I got people. I got
got
people.
people in low places.
And I like friends in low places.
Well, we don't want to see your nostrils. We wanted to see the ponies. They were
Huh?
very pretty. How old are they?
This is the mama to that one. He's 2, and I don't know. I think she's 6 or 7, something like that.
So that one right there is 2 in the back.
This one right here with the hawk on, the
Oh
dick.
my gosh! Do you
Yeah,
ever
he
get
used to
on
try to
and
buy.
ride out?
He's not broke.
Mm-hmm.
He's just now coming of age to be able to ride without causing health issues.
Let me ask Shiva something. What do you have a lot of country area out by where you live, or are you in the city? Like,
No, I'm
no,
5,
not
6
you.
miles out of town. Oh,
Oh, are you?
sorry.
Oh, that's quite a bit.
I'm in a city at the moment, but I've lived in rural areas.
You have, okay, yeah, me too. I love it.
And horses are crazy. When you look a horse in the eye, there's something mad in there.
Have you ever seen the movie Yo Doggo?
No.
Well, it's based on facts, and I felt can build a hell of a relationship with a horse, but it's all based on trust. So, but yeah, Hidalgo's a good movie. And it speaks about he was a wild Mustang, and the dude that had him was half American Indian and half white man. Worked in the Wild Bill traveling show and shit, but he got invited to. He held records for cross country races, a horseback back in the late 18 early 1900s, and to the point that he got invited to I think Saudi Arabia for the race of fire or some shit across this desert, and ended up winning. So.
I like to talk about different topics on here. I think that's great. So who is in your avatar there? Who is that?
That's me.
Oh my goodness. That big
Now it's
cowboy.
me 34, 35 years ago, but it's me.
What made you put that up? You just found it or something?
Yeah, I've been going through storage building stuff of what was left from mom and dad stuff and pictures and all of that, and that just happened to be one of them come across.
You had some long hair there, didn't you?
Yeah, so it had been longer before, so but
kind of like Rebel. Rebel had long hair, and
so
when he cut it, it looked nice.
yeah, but Rebel got a bald spot too. I don't.
Oh,
So.
They said that I have something on mine, and I'm like, they don't understand what a widow's peak is. And I looked at their pictures, and I'm like, what are they seeing about the hairline? And it's a widow's peak, is what it's called, guys. So yeah, that's just how it looks. Okay,
I'm not familiar.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see an amazing widow's peak,
for
you should
fuck's
check out
sake.
A guy called Max Maven.
Shiva.
You don't want to hear it? Why?
Because you always have something extreme. Okay, Max Haven.
What? No, Max Maven. Maven.
Maven. Okay.
You know, keeping on the magic theme.
He's no. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's a magician too. That's funny. You're funny.
He's like...
That was good, man. All right, let's look at it. Oh goodness. Yeah, guys, this is an extreme widow's peak. I just want everybody to take a look at this and tell me what you think. Would you date this guy? That's extreme. Oh my goodness. Do you see it? Let me go to another one.
For $20, I might date him.
You would date this guy for $20?
I said for $20. You know.
He has a damn McDonald's look on his head. Poor guy. Does he do anything about it? This is somebody different. Okay,
I mean, he seems to be highlighting it, doesn't he?
It looks, yeah. It looks.
Yeah, he leaned into it. Well, you know, they did have that paint on hairspray for bald guys there for a while. So.
Yeah, he paints that on. Oh no, I don't think that was Chip. Unless he's an illusionist, and he's not. So
No, he's I mean, he's probably not that well known outside of like magician circles, but amongst magicians, he's very famous.
So he's not well known then.
I mean, maybe not amongst non-magicians, but it'd be a bit like if you had a really good carpenter. Well, the general public might not be aware of him, but other carpenters might really like his work.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I ain't never delved off into it, but
he's
sorry,
known for writing kind of. He's one of the guys who would write a lot of books and make a lot of videos that teach other magicians how to do, various tricks and whatnot.
Oh, the secret filler.
Well, when you enter into the magician's world and all that, you take a nose code or whatever that you won't dispel any of the trade secrets.
No, you don't.
Okay, well, that's just where I've always understood.
Oath? Who is going to take the oath? Do you think there's like a pope of magicians that you swear to?
Well, that's why I've always understood it through the House of Magic and shit. That's why they won't tell the general public their secrets and. No.
Yeah, it's. I mean, generally, the way to learn a magician's secrets is to stump up the cash.
No. Right. Well, yeah. So, yeah. No argument there. Money talks in all languages. So.
Like the not sharing secrets thing seems to fall by the wayside if you've got a book to sell.
But. Well, I meant with the general public, unless you're the mass magician or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's like people quite often want to know how the trick works, and then as soon as you tell them, they sort of realize that they didn't want to know after all. Like, because the mystery endures far longer than the secret.
Yes.
But can anybody do this though?
What? Be quiet? Yeah.
What? Just feel like a fart in the wind?
Walking on sunshine. Can they do that, guys? No, they can't. Okay, so they are illusions.
Can do what? Walk on sunshine?
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure they can't walk on sunshine? Because I'm fixing to go show you how to do it. I know how to walk on sunshine. You want me to show you?
Yes. I want to walk on sunshine.
All right. Just like a magician. No, just like Shiva said, you think you want to know, but you really don't want to know. So,
yeah, you know. Your own and you patent it, you're a millionaire.
No, just now. Look here. See, I'm in the dark here. This is sunshine, and I'm walking all fucking over. It's easy.
See, this is what people need to do: is go out there and walk on some sunshine. Okay, you're too involved with this stuff. No, I think I think Shiva, you and I. Not to put into a group or anything, but this is an example, is that we have taken somewhat a break from the internet, if you've noticed, as far as like with drama. And if you come into mind, there's no drama.
I haven't taken a break from the internet. I mean,
No, I mean, like,
I suppose I'm avoiding the drama discords and like if I go on a panel and it's just people shouting at each other, I kind of tend to find that a bit boring. these days, so I'll probably download out of there.
Yeah. Hey,
But, you
Wilma.
know, I'll jump on the Peace panels. You know.
Hey,
Especially when it's the same shouting conversation that they've had on 37 other panels in the last 5 days.
Exactly. Nobody wants to keep hearing that. Wilma, go ahead and tell Shiva exactly like how you perceive the server and how it's not a drama server. Someone's coming up, guys. Let's welcome.
Are you trying to convince me to join your server again?
How many invites have I sent you within the last, I don't know, month? At least 5.
I mean, I don't know. You've slowed down quite a lot, which is good.
I actually thought that it was going to be her, but it wasn't. Prime, get a new gig, dude. It's just old. I can't
Yeah, it was lame when you started doing it. Now it's way past that shit.
I'm trying to be
positive. It was kind of funny for the first, 6 months.
Right.
Shiva, I remember your streams, and they got intense. A lot of them did.
I mean, a lot. Yeah, they did get intense. Although quite often it was because I was getting annoyed.
Well, you wanted to take a story. Well, this is just my perception that there was a story taken. Somebody wanted you to present, and you had input about it, and that's why you presented that story. In other words, you may not have agreed with something that happened, and you wanted to set it straight, like call it out.
Yeah, I'm bored with that though. There's no point. What's the point? It's like you call something out, and then what's the net result? You just have a shout, and that's it. Nothing ever happens. Nothing is ever resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they deny what they've done on fucking, they've been archived and recorded, and then bitch about somebody else doing exactly what they're doing. So.
My take on it now is like if I'm going to jump on a panel, I'm either just going to hang out or I'm going to kind of just take the piss, right?
Yeah, you have to press mute and just go piss. So you can't sit here and hold your bladder. You can get a urinary tract infection.
No, take the piss. It's a UK phrase for that means like to mock someone. Take the piss out of them.
Yeah, you can't. As far as taking the piss out of somebody, it's hard to deny the fact that everybody likes a good dog pile. You know what I mean?
And it depends on where you're at in the pile and who's on top.
If there's ill will, I don't like that kind of a dog pile. But if you're all friends, it's kind of, I don't know. Everybody likes. I mean, I
don't know. It can be somewhat entertaining to go onto a panel where everyone hates you.
Oh man, how many times have I?
Yeah, I guess.
I used to do that all the time. I loved it. And I could own the whole fucking panel. That's the best part. And then I cried sometimes, and I left.
Sometimes.
Because they got to me. You know who else used to do that? Is Paige B. She would love to do it. And sometimes if I see her up there, I go right up on the panel with her. It was so great.
Well, to me, the madder they get and the harder they come, it just kind of feeds it. Because the madder they get, the more triggered tells me the more I'm right and the fucking closer to fucking home I'm hitting on them. So that just means I'm winning. The more you pile on, the more I win.
Yes, because they get more mad and it makes them look bad.
Right. Well, especially when they're throwing their troll and this game and all of that, and you're just leaning into it and going, yeah, and I absolutely done that, and I enjoyed it. What's the fucking issue?
Well, Shiva, technically, if you want to go by the actual term of trolling, he technically trolled me on this panel, 100%. And here's the reason why.
How did I troll you?
Okay, so you trolled me.
How did I troll you?
because you derailed the topic, and that is a troll. That's what a troll does. You
What do you mean I did? There wasn't a topic.
I love it. I love to have all different topics. You know, I set out.
There wasn't a topic.
Oh my god, it was.
I came on the panel, and then you wanted to talk about space, and we talked about space.
Well, I mean, around here, all you got. And changing the topics, all we got to do, just saying hello sometimes does that. So, you know.
I have to go back and listen to it. So with three, let's look at this real quick with the dynamic with three people. Okay, let's say you have three friends. They say three is a crowd or the third wheel.
Perception.
What do you think that means?
Right.
It means somebody's greedy.
No, it means you have a couple and then you got somebody playing gooseberry. That's not this situation, unless you two are a couple.
No. So
no. Hell no. No.
No. So let's say the one person is playing both people when there's some kind of a fight. That person stirs it up. I think that's what, in my opinion, that's what the third person does.
So you got an instigator, a scapegoat, and then a manipulator. Is that what we're talking about? I mean,
yeah, it could all be. See, the scapegoat. There's a scapegoat in every group with two or more people. I believe that. I do. Not at first, but eventually, somebody gets the brunt of the shit. At this point, with just the three of us, I don't know. The only reason I'm leading is because I'm in the leadership, because it's my channel. If I weren't this, it could be different. You know, Shiva might be leading.
Oh, I thought it's just because we let you do that. I'm sorry. I'm poking fun at you, hon.
Yeah. No, that's cool. You know, I love it. And I like the memes. Keep bringing them, Wilma and GD. Don't be putting that nude out that they put in my face on. Oh my gosh, Shiva. They did. That better not get out because it's not me.
Well, you know, you sound pretty worried about it getting out for it not being you. Just saying.
No, but if they see my face on a nude body, then people could think it's me. And then they'll say, oh, look, she's putting her body out there, you know, kind of thing. So that's
so
when it goes too far with the face change, with the head changes. That's when it goes too far. Fuckers.
Yeah.
You know,
Me, myself, and I, it's none of my business what somebody else thinks about me. And along with that, I don't give a fuck. You know, they ain't paying my bills or sucking my dick. It don't matter what the fuck they think.
Dude, this is something different. This is a concrete picture. That's different from how people treat you. That has nothing to do with this. It's something tangible. You know? So things have been good
now
so
that we're
far.
talking about your fake news, I'm going to bounce. No, I need to bounce anyway. So thanks for having us on the panel, and I'll see you later.
Bye,
I didn't mean that. See you later, Sheila. Have a good one, bud.
So anyway,
I guess I'm a panel killer. I didn't mean to. Hell, I'm just passing time.
No, you're not. He had to go. He's been up for a while. I don't expect anybody to stay up longer than 15, 20 minutes. He's been up a while, and that's cool because him and I don't get to talk anymore, and that's I don't know, disheartening a little bit when I see him in chats. I'm like, hey, missed ya. You and I talk all the time. You and I talk on in the server.
Yeah.
Leaders.
Oh yeah. I say something and you know, try to chastise me for speaking because no.
I keep you in line. I give you a little, thumbs up and
See, I'm an illusionist. You think you keep me in line. So and Um,
Who's in the
don't
back?
you know there's?
No,
I don't know.
no, it's Prime. Kick him out.
So we're doing a fundraiser for Emo to get a bus ticket
Yeah, where is he trying to go?
to come see me. He says if he knew
Oh.
where I was at, he would rearrange my things. So I'm just trying to arrange the meeting for him. No, I'm going to help him out. I'll give him a couple of stabby, pokey things and a couple of pews, and maybe he can get something done other than running his cock holster. So.
He is pissed at you.
Oh, he nearly had a goddamn stroke on his train. I nearly fucking ended that dude without even touching him.
What I saw was the beginning about how he made up some kind of a thing for the acronym FGOT. And you guys know that I'm not saying that. I'm not a homophobic. So I heard that part and he started getting loud. But then later, that's when he started talking about you.
Well, he apparently come into Huck's chat and started talking shit to her, and she didn't know who he was. And I just repeated some of the shit he said about liking this shit in his pants and stuff like that, and how he conned and lied and scammed money out of the lady he died with no intention of paying, and and it was like Rebel just 30 years older. It was everybody else's fault and not his. And apparently it upset him that I repeated some. The only thing I hated was him being an old rebel. Everything else I've heard him say.
And he wants to beat you for, oh my gosh, he's not going to show up.
Yeah. He's going to break my jaw.
All right. Bring it.
Well, he said if he had a way to get here and, already got a benefactor that said that they would reserve him the fucking bus ticket. And we're working on a purse, to where if he shows up and puts in some work, he might even win some money on the deal. So.
That guy, man, he's funny. Talking shit. Yes, he was. The Motley Crue panel. That's what he says. Funny. I don't even get it. I'm gonna go though. Okay. I'm gonna hang up.
All right, then.
No, I need to. I've got some stuff going on in real life, and I have to make some calls. So
no, I get it.
I will say hi in this server, and I'll drop the server link.
So, all right, we'll catch you on the flip. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Absolutely. Always will. Let's see here. Okay. Right. I'm going to invite Chip and Trumpy. And I could be. How many messages or invites I've sent them? What's the deal, you guys? Woot, there it is. All right, guys. If you're ever in a situation where you need to save a life, do the best you can. The rewards are endless. Thank you, everyone, for showing up on the panel. Thank you, Teaching You, for the nice troll. Maybe next time we can chill on the panel, all of us. No females came up. I thought Kimmy P was coming up, but it was Prime. I thought Brian King was coming up, but it was Prime. So at least, he helps get their names out on a platform. That's pretty much the only good I can see in it. AJM, thank you for being here. Burn Vision, thank you for being here. Church of Four, always a pleasure. Nirak, great to see you. Glad you're here. Wilma Dick Bit, thank you again. Constitutional Cowboy, Everybody go subscribe to him, and you will get to see the horses that he has. What else? Truth Junkie. Is that truth in the UK? We didn't address this, but Sasquatch said, Shiva should give me a reading. You know what I mean? Shiva? Nudge, nudge. What do you think about that? That sound like a good idea? What else? A lunatic. It was really good seeing you. MJ, good seeing you. Miss Bees, glad to have you. Amanda Erickson came in and said, who is having a heart attack? No one is having a heart attack. Lauren came in and said hi to Shiva, but not me. Okay. Inappropriate. Not protocol, Lauren. If you're going to be a lawyer, you got to kind of follow the books a little bit. How about that? Can you? Chi-Town Sue said that she was the biggest Bette Midler fan. And she has a shirt that says that. Thanks for being here. All right, everybody. Good stuff. Good stuff. As Cowboy would say, catch you on the flip. All right, bye, everybody.